slide down into the hairpin in turn 1. Oh, we've got one of the Fishy Motorsports boys off out there. Was that Brett Warby by the look at that? We've got Jimmy Dalton here up into 3rd place with a great start. He's slotted himself up 2 spots and a beautiful, beautiful start from him. Adam Hughes behind him also up 2 spots. Stefan, absolute brilliant start. I'm not sure who, did you catch who that was from the Fishy Motorsports boys?
I didn't, but I did see that Harry Dodds has just had a spin in the background along with Jake Edwards there going through the S's, and Chris Island bogged down from the start again, same as last week, but unfortunately there wasn't any crashes this week. It did look like it might have been Warby, all seem to be going around a bit here.
Peter Baxter's just left pit lane by the look of it in the, just about to leave pit lane in the safety car there by the look of it, guys.
It does look, yeah. I do believe we're under yellow here because all those guys did back up and back off there and not pass. Sorry, Braden Martin there while he was spun out, but it looked like, yeah, I could be wrong, but it looked like Chris Island had a bit of a bad start there again, and then Greg Barber overshot turn 1, something massive, which stacked up the pack a little bit and caused a bit of a melee and sort of just went on from there.
Yeah, so it was Michael Whiting on turn 1 on that hairpin. It was Michael Whiting that first went off, which I think started the chain reaction.
So the blue car on the inside is the one that's going to overshoot.
That's Greg Barber.
Greg Barber shoots the gap, which has sort of blocked everyone else up. We've got Dalton there who's made contact. It's yeah, so that with Greg going off there, it sort of just bottled them all up, and then from there the melee continues.
Yeah, because by that point everyone was trying to avoid it, weren't they? I think it put Michael Whiting off enough that he was kind of, he had nowhere to go. Instead of spinning, I think he just kind of went off to avoid it from locking up, right?
Yeah, and then I saw Harry Dodds having a moment here through the S's as well as the 4 wide going into that. That explains that.
Harry Dodds, yeah.
So it looks like Jake Edwards, Harry Dodds, Michael Whiting, and I think the other fishy car there in the green, Jamie Dyke, just took evasive action and decided to go straight to avoid going 4-way through there. So that's just a simple 4 doesn't fit into that corner at all.
Yeah, exactly right. It was definitely a square peg in a round hole, that was.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think Greg I think he might have gotten, it was a lot of cars to his right-hand side. Do you think he might have missed his braking point, or missed his kind of visual cue for his braking point? Have a look at that.
Definitely, I think he might have been focusing. It could have been Michael who was alongside him and just trying to outbrake Michael a little bit. But Michael probably was on the threshold of his braking as well, as he only just made on his obstruction. He would have only just made the corner, so I think he's just tried to outbrake Michael and then looked up and seen that he was absolutely going to clean up Blake Delaney there and decided to try and shoot the gap. So he did a good job of avoiding everyone and not causing someone's race to end, but very easy to do on turn 1 when you're trying to fight for positions, especially in a caliber of field like this. It's you got to fight for every position when you can.
Oh, massively, and we had out of that melee, we had 12 cars that got caught up in that melee, guys. So definitely a deserved safety car. So Peter Baxter's back out on track now in that very nice looking McLaren.
It does look like.
Thank you very much for the promo department, legendary. Thank you very much, and race control, legendary legends.
So just looking at the timing tail there, it does look like Jake Edwards has come off worse from having his current P27 starting, I believe, at P12 or 11, so it looks like he's definitely come off the worst, and same with Harry Dodds and Christopher Island back there in 25th, 26th and 27th, so not the way those boys probably would have wanted to start their race tonight.
So it's got a DSL action replay of
Harry in the middle, Michael trying to hold it, and then and then Jake's just sort of an innocent victim in that. Does he avoid the wall? No. He'll get away with that. There won't be any visit. There's
that would have done the damage, right? Damn it! Yeah, it definitely bent the wing, and we all know.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to SRW TV for Season 2 of the SRW American Invasion GT3 Porsche Cup Series. As always, my name is Dano, and with me tonight on comms is not Toddy. It is Cowie, your average sim racer, once again joining us in the comms box, and of course, Nathan Shibby Howard as our producer tonight with the incredible camera angles that he does week in, week out. Tonight is Barber Motorsport Park. It's a track with spiders all over it, I've been told. This brought to you tonight by, of course, DSL Welding Services, Promo Department, and Dragonrc. Always happy to have them as our sponsors. Cowie. It's going to take me a minute to get used to it again.
All right, buddy. Toddy's birthday, mate, so he got the night off, and they roped in the end. So... No, it's it's going to be interesting seeing these boys. I know you had some big fields the last couple of weeks, and it's good to see the guys getting into these Porsches. Not an easy car to drive, that's for sure.
No, they certainly are not. These cars are, of course, the cars with no assists. I think if I were to put it anyway, they're the hardest car to drive on the service. They are incredibly hard to tame, but once you tame it, you feel like you're on top of the world. These guys put... Sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you there, buddy. But anyway, I reckon that the V8's harder. These things, once you get the tyres up the temp, they stick to the road. You probably got more chance of overdriving them and binning yourself than you do in the supercar. But that's my opinion, buddy.
Yes, Barber Motorsport Park is a track that I'm not too familiar with. I don't know about yourself, Cowie. I've watched a couple of IndyCar races around here. Romain Grosjean, I think, came second here the other week, doing quite well. It's a cool track. I've not raced on it before, so I'm just trying to get myself acclimatized to the track and ready to commentate. But we've got a couple of the quick boys up front already putting in some good laps. We're 5 minutes into quali at the moment, and it's looking that it's going to shape up quite nicely. The championship has had a bit of a mix-up last week.
Yes, I was talking to Adam last night. Hughesy was commentating the F3s with me, and he tells me he had a fairly dismal week last week that he'd rather forget. Not a fan of Koto, he tells me.
It is a tough track to tame, Koto, in any car. And the Porsche Cup especially. The S's mainly, I think, is where a lot of people struggle, and then a lot of blind corners, especially if you're on a single screen like me. It's very hard to spot the apexes. So it is just one of those tracks.
That's the general thing, guys. Guys were saying that if you're a single screen, it was quite hard to spot your apexes, and that's one of the things that Kota's got against it. Or is that Michael going a little bit deep there, trying to find everything he can for quali?
Just touching the wall a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be different this quali session because, I've been commentating the Radicals on a Tuesday night and the F3s on a Wednesday, and they're the two fixed series in SRW, so the quali sessions for them have been more about burning the fuel off as they go, making sure you don't bin it, so you've got a light enough car at the end with, your tyres up the temp. Whereas tonight, it's an open setup, so I'm sure these guys are running minimal fuel for their quali runs now, so hopefully we'll just keep showing us and pushing the limits, buddy, to try and get as much as they can out of these beasts.
Yeah, we know that these guys can push, and there's a lot of quick guys. I think the top 10 are usually around the same pace. Of course, I did miss last week, so I haven't actually read the notes on who came first and last and everything. I actually better do that now.
Well, is there a fishy smell out there, buddy? We got a few fishy motorsports cars.
There's always a fishy smell here on SRW. Those boys are everywhere.
There's about 7 of them last night, I think. So.
Yeah, the fishy boys and the 9.5 SimSport boys seem to be everywhere on track here. So...
Yeah, well, I believe you've got a pro and an amateur division within the one race here, which is awesome to see. I was actually having a look at the team standings there before, or the current standings for the championship. You've got Blake Delaney Jamie Dyke and Michael Whiting, 1, 2, 3, all Fishy Motorsports in the pro class. Like there's 15, is it 15 points? No, 25 points. Blake is clear of Jamie at the moment, and then it's pretty close behind them. I think Adam Hughes in 4th and Carl Zink in 5th with 9.5. And then when you're looking at the amateurs, you've got 9.5 with Ben Siren on top, 15 points back to Tim Quant, Mitch Campbell for 9.5 again, and then Dean Sinkovich for Team SRW. So, yeah.
My man. I've been inducted as an honorary member into the Team SRW. I didn't have a livery for my truck, so Stephen was lovely enough to make me a livery. Still in the beta phase, so we're just adjusting it, making sure it's nice and pretty. Couldn't get it on the podium this week, but maybe next week I'll be able to get it up there.
Well, that's a pretty cool livery, actually. We just saw on Mick's car, and
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually very similar to one of the real life Porsche Cup liveries in the Australian Porsche Cup series. I'm not too sure which car, but I do remember one of the cars did look like that.
It's looked pretty good. Here's someone washing out there. I think the guys are really trying to maximise their speed out of that first corner, trying to set up their lap. And Barber Motorsport Park, yeah, look, it's an interesting track, buddy. You know, the thing about this track, it's quite demanding and technical that you've got to be very precise with your driving style to get the most out of this place. And I think the thing that makes it really a good spectacle to watch is all those elevation changes. You know, when you sort of come through turns 2 and 3 and then you float over the hill into turn 4 into the big hairpin, the car can get so light over that hill, and it's you know, it can be a handful sometimes.
Yeah, it certainly can. As there we go, there's one of the Crisscross Motorsports drivers going off. That's Callan Hodgkinson on your screens there, toes into the pits. Quite close up the front of the field. Look at those times. They are very, very close. I can't see who's gone purple.
Yep.
I can't see the time.
He's done a 1:23.58, Greg Barber at the moment in provisional pole for the pro class. Adam Hughes, 5 thousandths of a second behind him. Is it 500ths?
5.
Yeah, 500ths of a second behind him, and then Chris Ireland just a further 100th back there. So that's crazy. So I think the top 5, the top 5 are all within half a second.
Yeah, they are. They're very close. These guys always keeping it together. I didn't realize that there was actually a multi-class feature for the Porsche Cup. I didn't realize.
Yeah, so it was a Benjamin Siren currently
awesome
on. He's running in P5 at the moment, and he's currently leading the amateur standings. So that's a pretty awesome run from Ben. He's really enjoying. He's running the 992 Porsche Cup car.
Yeah, a lot of these guys do love it. Like I think the Porsche Cup is one of those cars where if you put your mind down, you go, right, I'm going to drive the Porsche Cup car, and you really get into it, you start to enjoy it. It's one of the more fun cars you can drive on iRacing because it's really about the precision. And personally, I find that precision quite satisfying, like getting all of those things correct, getting them right down on the limit, maximizing the speed out of the corner, using all of the track, all that type of things. I love it. I love that type of thing with driving, and there's a locked-on kart going off the track. That was Tim Caunt.
I think probably the one issue some of the drivers might have is that I did a bit of driving in it during our last season, was sort of doing the testing before all of the tracks in the 992, and it's almost a polar opposite car to drive to the V8 supercar, which you can brake late. You can use engine braking, quite extensively in that car and shift quickly. Whereas sort of in the Porsche, you've got to brake early and wait for the revs to come down before you can shift. Now, they are paddle, so you can do it quickly, but you've got to wait a lot longer. And it just throws me off, man.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. of course, comparing it to the supercar is, there are similarities, but yeah, bit
Oh,
of
bit of grass there,
grass.
I
You
think.
can see the grass just sort of kicked up on that rear right tire,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what will happen. And that is an example of just testing the limits a little bit too much.
Oh, that is using all of the track and maybe a little bit too much of it. With a bit on
Just
the
a
edge.
little bit.
So, yeah,
Just
that's
a
right.
little bit. Um, this is a
Michael
track.
Whiting, we're on board with Michael Whiting. He's actually popped up ahead of Benjamin Sire and now running about a tenth and a half, I think, ahead of Benjamin into the 123s. I think Benjamin's sitting with a 124.1, and those 5 guys above him are all into the 23s now, so that is a pretty decent time around here.
So I just want to double check with our producer. Is it 8 cars per class?
No, I'm looking, it's pretty much an even split down the middle, looking at it here. There.
12 in each. Okay,
So
apologies.
we've
Apologies
basically
everyone
got,
at home.
I think at the moment we've got 16 registered drivers as pro. 16 drivers in the league, and 18 in the amateur. Whether or not they all made it onto tonight's session, I can't speak for. How many entrants have we got at the moment, actually?
We have
20, 21 22 that have put a lap down, and there's another 2, George and Ryan, because looks like Daniel W. Harris has decided to register as a driver. What's going on there, buddy?
I'm trying to remedy that at the moment.
All good, mate.
Some troubleshooting.
And
but
of course, Peter Baxter is our safety car and race control once again, and it's great to have Peter on. I believe he's going away next week, so we might have a guest race controller.
I'm sure it'll be Scotty Rankin.
Oh, no, I think Jonathan, actually. So the guy who looks after 24/7 is going to be joining us. I was having a bit of a chat to him last night. But I think he mentioned to me that Peter's away next week, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm sure, Jonathan runs the show, so we should expect a similar quality. And I know Pete's, got the confidence of the drivers at the moment, which is great to see.
So I've just been told, sorry, this is, apologies to everyone at home, this is new to me since round 1, this is a new thing that's happened. The pro and the amateurs are split by I rating, so 2100 I rating, so 2100 and above are pro I rating, pro drivers, and up to 2099 are amateurs. So anyone below that 2100 I rating is classified as an amateur. And that's how they have split them for the season. Ben Siren is at 2054 I rating, so just on the cusp of becoming a pro.
Jeremy Bush is the other guy in the amateur that's got a 2K I rating. I think he's 2036. Looking at the standings for the amateur series. But it's good to see that we can have we've got enough drivers in the race that we can sort of split the field and have a race within a race. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really cool that we can actually have these 2 classes. It is something that is in the real series, of course. So it's awesome to have it, of course, in the virtual simulator. It's not a game; it's a simulator.
That's right. That's right.
So it's awesome to see that we can have that included as well. And I'm sure the boys will love it as well, because sometimes if you are not worse, but you're a little bit more inexperienced than those guys that put in the work, like Adam Hughes, Chris Island, Blake Delaney, Michael Whiting, Jamie Dyke, all those boys, it's a bit hard to find yourself motivated to drive, because they're just always winning everything. So if you can win in your class, then it makes it a little bit more fun.
Well, I think it's disgusting. Those guys can jump in any car if you quit the mongrels, But look, it's great having the Fishy boys on board. I mean, SRW's jumped on saying that Dave Coleman must have a fantastic wife. I don't think Dave's actually racing with us tonight, so maybe Thursday nights is family time. But He commented he's watching it. There you go. Mr. Fish Whiting's wedding anniversary tonight. There you go. I see. I missed the context of that, but that's all right. So thanks for that, Dave. And yeah, I know you're a big participant in our leagues, buddy. So a bit unfortunate with what happened to you last night, mate. But I suppose it's racing, and we'll see you again next week. But looking at the standings at the moment, Adam Hughes has jumped to the top with a 123.43. He is 15 hundredths of a second ahead of Greg Barber at the moment. And Chris Island has just jumped to the top doing a 23.34. So the boys are still finding time with about 6.5 minutes of qualifying left. Don't know.
It's crazy times being set here. I was looking at the Barber Motorsports Park track records, and the Porsche Cup track record in the 991 is a 127.012. Now, I believe that was set during a race, so it's not a quali time record, but that is very, very fast. And we'll see if these guys can do
Most
quicker
of the
than
field's
that.
doing under that at the moment.
Guarantee.
Yeah, I think the entire field's doing under that time at the moment, so I don't know if that's going to be proper, but we'll have a look at that. But yeah, so I suppose in that comment I was reading there of yours, Dave, we should say happy anniversary to Michael Whiting. So,
well,
and
again,
yes, must have an awesome wife to let him be racing tonight. So that's
that time was set in a 991 car, not the 992, which is what we're driving here. So
you might want to look up the right time then.
Oh,
is that someone in
maybe they haven't raced there, because it should be it should be added on there. Porsche. I'm just gonna have a look now.
Well, we're getting right near the end of it, so inside the last 5 minutes of quali, and Blake Delaney has now jumped to the front with a 23.21, or 205 actually. So the times are hotting up, and we've got the top 4 separated by 4 tenths.
I think that we might see a 22 here.
Oh, we're getting close, buddy. We've got the top 5 cars all into the 23s, and the track temperature is pretty warm out there, mate. So it's 38 degrees on track at the moment. So, these guys are pulling it out here.
Yeah, these boys always do.
Well, even looking at the guys that are sort of, running outside the top 10, they're still within sort of a second to 2 seconds of the leader. So, we're talking across 25, 30 cars, only a couple of seconds separating them all, buddy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it really, really is crazy. The boys just put in the work. They they put in the work to make these times. They put in the setups. Oh no, it's fixed now, isn't it? The setups.
Oh no, not these. No,
nope,
this is
still
one
open.
of these.
Still open.
This is the open. Yep, this one and the V8s are the 2 open series for SRW.
Yes. Sorry, getting poor information from our producer.
Oh, you gotta blame Shibby.
Only joking. Only joking.
Nah, we love you, Shibby. Wouldn't blame you for anything, buddy.
It's
Only when stuff doesn't work properly, then it's your fault. But then again, we can't do anything about it, so we have to blame you.
Setups. I just want to take a moment to talk about the setups. What do you think about building setups and stuff? It's quite an interesting thing to do and learn. It's very, very in depth on the iRacing service. I'm not sure.
I'm still working on it, buddy. I'm still working on it. I mean, I think every sort of racer, you hit a limit of sort of what you can do with a setup. And we always sort of look to those faster guys and say, how come they're so much faster? Even when they jump on your setup or you're driving the same setup, they're still faster. And really what it comes down to is understanding your driving. And in the end, that's what setup's all about. Until you can understand what the car's doing and what you're trying to get it to do, and then you can start to ask, why isn't it doing that? And that's sort of the stage I'm at the moment. I'm trying to learn all those nuances when I turn the car in, listening for any tyre squeal, looking at the shift of weight in the car, and all of that's trying to work out, is it doing what I want it to do? Okay, can I throw it in harder next time? Is it still doing what I want it to do? Do I have understeer or oversteer and exit? Those sort of questions. And I think until, as a racer, you understand what the car's doing, then you're just guessing when it comes to setup. So, for me, being with the V8s, it's more about using those roll bars, soften the front or hard, or, soften the rear or vice versa. That's what I focus on. Because I'm not quite there yet with the rest of it, Dano,
Yeah, I found that when I was racing almost every day on the iRacing service, I was doing probably between 20 and 30 races a week. It's just absolutely hard out. I was using, a lot of the time I was using the Craig setup shop, and just ended up just adapting to each setup that I drove, and I would watch the track guide, use the setup, and just copy it to the best of my abilities, and I would usually be within probably about 0.5 to a second of those laps. So I personally just found that I would adapt myself to the driving style. But towards the end of when I was driving on iRacing, I started to sort of feel my way around my own driving style.
I think that's the key, buddy. I'm still trying to understand mine, so that's maybe where, I've found pace in the last sort of 6 months to a year, and I'm happy with that. I mean, I'm sort of learning more and more, jumping on board with Tyson and Harry and the boys with Performance Sim Racing, so it's always good fun to be a part of a team, and when you're working collectively at that. And I suppose that's the advantage these fishy boys have. There's 20 million of them, isn't there? We see them everywhere on iRacing, and they're just working on these setups and that as a collective. So,
and a 23.205 from Blake Delaney. He's gone to the provisional pole. We have reached the end of qualifying, and these guys have got not long left to put in those laps. Jamie Dyke finishes with a 124.1, so he's unable to improve on that lap time. And it looks like Blake Delaney will have pole position for the start of this race. We've got Greg Barber coming across the line. He is going to be very, very close. What does he do as he comes across the line? It's a 124.6. Sorry.
123.590.
Apologies.
Yeah. But he was about a tenth off his better time.
Michael Whiting. Michael Whiting's had 2 green sectors so far. Comes across the line. What does he do? Looks like he may have had a mistake. He's done a 123.755. Jumps.
He took a couple of tenths out of his time there, but he needed to find 4 to get ahead of Greg, so retained his position there at 5th.
So the pole position for our pro class was a 123.2, and the amateur class was a 124.1. So about a second difference, and that's what I was saying before. Is when you're a second down on the leaders, you want to be fighting for something, and it's great that we can have the pro and amateur class here. On
but look at that. Ben Siren in the amateur class, he put that in P8. So, not only has he topped the amateur quali, but he's also, got ahead of a few of the pro guys as well. So that's some awesome pace out there, Ben.
Yeah, just waiting to see what's going on. Shout out to all the viewers with us tonight. 21 of you all watching across all of our platforms, YouTube, Facebook. And I think we've got Twitch in the works coming eventually. So pole position for the pro class at the moment, or not at the moment, for tonight, is Blake Delaney taking pole position from Adam Hughes, just under a tenth behind in P2, running that number 1 car. Chris Island for Send It Sim Sports, he's one to watch. He's in P3. Greg Barber, the number 22, that's my number right there. He's put it in P4, a good lap from him. He's got the nice blue Poolmaster car. Michael Whiting for Fishy Motorsports, 5 tenths behind the leader. He's P5. Jamie Dyke, Kyle Zink, Ben Siren, Nathan Gore, and Tim Cornt rounding out your top 10. Harry Dodds for Performance Sim Racing is P11. I'm sure you'll be happy to see that one, Cowie. And Braden
close
Martin
to the.
Locked On Racing in P12.
I know Harry would have been chasing a top 10 there, so it was close, buddy. That's a pretty good lap around here in these cars, buddy.
He's about 4/10 off that top 10 lap, but Harry is proven himself to jump a couple of positions. We've got Ash Davis, Jake Edwards, and Mitch Campbell, I believe, rounding out the Pro Series. And Dean Sinkovich has put it on pole for the amateurs. David Leslie, Callan Hodgkinson, Jeremy Bush, John McHenry, Stephen Sinkovich, Mick Wilson, Peter Baxter, and George Minus is in P24.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure Ben Siren is the pole for the amateur class because he's sitting in 8th at the moment, the highest ranked
Right.
AM driver.
Is it still split actually in the...
Well, they're all racing together as far as I'm
Okay,
aware,
it's
Dano.
not in
So
the grid. Okay.
yeah. So they'll all be racing together. We'll just have to keep an eye out on who's
My
who.
apologies. My apologies.
Go for it there, buddy. That's all right, mate. Thanks for tuning in there, Jet and Sean. And is that 24/7? Go Delaney. No, go Harry, is what I'd agree with.
As we're away here, sorry about that, everyone. Missed the start. We are off and racing. A terrible start from the Poolmaster car in the centre. They're too wide all the way back. Jamie Dyke's got a flyer of a start. You can see him right there. The gold car. He's up into P4. Around him, that's Michael Whiting in the dark blue. Up the inside, I'm not too sure who that is coming up the inside. It's a 9.5 Simsport car. There's contact! There is contact between two cars. Hold the brakes, son. Get on it. I believe
That was
that's
Kyle Zink. Something's happened to Kyle there.
who has spun. There was contact between the two. We'll get a DSL welding action replay as soon as we can. And that is a big contact. That might have actually been Benjamin Siren with his teammate who's made contact there. So there could be some words in the garages. Here's the replay. So, sorry, apologies. It wasn't the...
just a little... I reckon there's a bit of space there. That might be a bit of net code in that, I think, mate. Oh, he's got to hold the brakes. Oh, he's done well.
Hold the brakes. He held the brakes very well there, Kyle Zink. As we're getting back underway here.
I'm just trying to see if... I don't think that has brought out a safety car. There is a car off the... Who's that? That is Callan Hodgkinson, buddy. Yes, he's had a little excursion on the grass. These cars, man, cold tyres, they don't like them, do they?
No, they really do not, Cowie. So at the start, Jamie Dyke's got 3 positions. Jake Edwards is up 4. And down 5 is, Kyle Zink. We've got Blake Delaney lost a position on the start.
Harry Dodds copped it pretty
Greg
big
Barber.
there too. I think something must have happened to Harry Dodds
Jamie
as well.
Dykes had contact. That looks to be with one of the back markers. And who's dropping down the field? I don't see anyone dropping down the field noticeably.
Oh,
Here's
crazy,
the
buddy.
DSL welding action replay. He had a significant gap. Has somebody missed their braking marker?
He's
lost it on his own. He has just lost it on his own.
And he's had to wait for most of the field to go through too. Oh, look, there's another car off. Who was that? That's one of the locked on racing lads.
And a couple of cars spinning as well. And I think that was in the amateur class. So as it stands, we've got Adam Hughes in first position for the pro class. Ben Siren in first for the amateurs. As we are away and racing here. So Michael Whiting and Blake Delaney wanting to work together to catch the crisscross car of Adam Hughes. Chris Island behind is going to be fighting Ben Siren actually to get in front and fight for the podium on the pro podium.
Thanks for the shout out, Brett. Yeah, go Team Fishy. Sean asking how Harry's going. I think something must have happened at the start there to Harry because he fell back about 9 positions to 20th. He's now back up in 16th, but was struggling there at the start, buddy. So we might try and see if Shibby could give us a look at the start of the race from one of those big chopper cams, and we can see if there was. Looks like a few of the guys might add a bit of wheel spin.
Yeah, a couple of guys look to have maybe struggled with a bit of cold tyres, maybe thought the tyres were warmed up when they weren't, as we're watching David Leslie having a little fight with John McHenry down the straight. Just got to actually get the corner names up, because that's probably a good idea, isn't it, Kai?
Well, I would just call it the chicane and down into there. I do actually... You can actually see, these guys are...
It doesn't look like there are actually any names for these tracks.
I think Barber does have names on it, but sort of one of those things. I'm not too familiar with it, I suppose. Not one of those tracks you race a lot in the V8 supercars, and that's my sort of focus. Because I keep working out ways to talk about them during other broadcasts, don't I?
Sorry, apologies. That's Callan Hodgkinson going off the track there. And he's got George Minus behind him in the green Team Greg car. It was lovely to see the Team Greg car out and racing.
Oh, what's that?
No matter what colour it's in.
Was that Harry trying to make a move there on John?
Yeah, it certainly was. Harry Dodds trying to make a move. And you can see he went wide there to maximise the exit. And he's got the better speed off the exit. As he'll go right up the back of the 117 car of John McHenry. And it looks like he'll have the corner. And he's got the move done up the inside. Lovely move from Harry Dodds. That's just really smart driving.
Christopher Ireland trying to take advantage of that too. So I think Chris was one of the guys that fell back, because didn't Chris put it in P3 or P4 for quali? And we saw that one sort of car that fell right back with heaps of wheel spin. I think that was Chris. So he's currently down 12 positions. Yeah, so was in P3 at the start of the race.
Yeah, he's
fighting his way back through.
A bit of a tough one. As they come through, I believe that's turns 9 and 10 just there. And yeah, this is turn 11 and 12 as they come up the hill through turns 13, 14, and it's called, I think it says 14A on my track map. Trying to find some corner names to give you guys at home.
Hello, Mr. Dead. Hello from hell. Yes, indeed, buddy. Though I don't know how you escaped to come and watch the SRW broadcast. It's great to have you guys on board, and the more people out there that are watching our streams, and the more of you guys that want to get involved, the better. I think we might have been closing off registration for the F3s and the radicals, yes. But if you are keen, still get in touch with us, and we'll keep you up to date of, registrations go live for the next season. It's a 10-week season we run here at SRW TV. This is our American invasion, so...
Yeah,
okay.
All American tracks for this season. We've gone to COTA, we've gone to... Where did we race first week? Can't remember.
Race Control was just advising a no further action for that race lap 1 incident there between the boys. So... just heard that on the chat.
So,
yeah, let's have a look at the start, buddy. We can see what's going on. I know we've got a bit of action here. Harry's right on the back of David Leslie at the moment. Looks like he might be looking to get the move done around the outside.
And David Leslie.
And we'll have the corner. Oh no, he's
trying to have a look up the inside. Just doesn't have the room. Just gets squeezed off, and that was very, very close to being a catastrophe.
It's a long race, 46 lap race tonight. We're on lap 6, so there's no point getting the car banged up too much too early.
Yeah,
all right, let's go and have a look at the start. Jibby.
Yeah, apologies everyone. I'm a bit sick tonight, so I'm having a couple of coughing fits.
All right, so we can just see off the start here. Can we zoom out and maybe see more of the cars? If we can, Jimmy. All right. All right,
you can see there the Pullmaster car, that blue car at the very top of your screen's got a horrible run off the line, and Jamie Dyke, that gold car, got a beautiful jump round the outside of everyone, just steamed through.
Yeah. Dean Sikovich going up the inside there with a good move. Oh, who's that? That's slow. Yeah, that's right. So he was there's what happened to Harry Dodds. So I don't know if there was contact there or not, but Harry got spun into turn 1, and you could see that a few of the boys had to jump on the brakes really hard to avoid contact there. But seeing that car, it looks like Harry might have got away with it unscathed. And then, is that getting turned around there?
David Leslie having a little battle with, not too sure. Are we still on the replay? Or are we back live?
I think we're live.
No, we're back live. This is Kyle Zink. Sorry. Apologies. This is Kyle Zink and Braden Martin having a battle right here.
I think Braden just got that move done there, taking him up to P18.
Just having a look at the track map. There is
I submit the liveries are looking good out there, boys. Those spec maps are shiny or matte where they should be, so it's looking quite good, the field. Adam Hughes has made it to the front now. We think we've had George Minus and Jake Edgewood. Something's happened to those boys. And Harry Dodds now back up to where he started the race in P11.
Yeah, so Harry has gotten in front of Chris Ireland, who makes a big mistake going wide. Maybe a bit of dirty air coming into effect there, or he might have a bit of damage to that car, because that car does not look to be moving very well.
Barber's a tricky place to follow close over the back there, man. It's really easy to miss your turn-in markers.
Yeah, again, not having driven the track, it's one that I'm quite unfamiliar with, as I believe somebody just went into the pits. Braden Martin going into the pits.
Yeah, so just having a look at what race control. Yeah, Braden Martin was flagged by race control for contact on Harry Dodds. So that's what's happened. Braden's been penalised for contact there at turn 1, and explains what happened to Harry there, Sean. So a bit unlucky, but we can see that he's trying to fight his way back up. So go Harry.
Yes, go indeed. Now, right up the back is Michael Whiting of his teammate Blake Delaney. These two Fishy Motorsports boys, you can see Adam Hughes is absolutely gone in front. Take it away, Cowie, sorry.
Is he chipped out? 2.6 seconds at the moment, Adam Hughes ahead of Blake Delaney. It looks like Blake Delaney and Michael Whiting are pretty close together, so the two Fishy boys probably working together at this stage, trying to save a bit of fuel. Oh, we're looking at a DSL action replay here. Is this Jeremy Bush? What's happened here? He's just lost the rear going into turn 1 by the looks of it.
Yeah, maybe a rear lock-up.
Oh, no, that's not turn 1. That's around the back. That's the hairpin. Oh, yeah, just too much gas coming out of the corner. It's very easy to do with no traction control. And, yes, Craig, I did know who Mr. Dead was, so you didn't need to explain it, buddy. So... Yep, thank you, Shibby. Shibby's just bringing up what happened to George Minus. So it looks like George has just gone a bit deep there and floated wide, has he?
Yeah, he has. He's got onto the grass and
he's done well to hold that by the looks of it. Oh,
no! An unconventional pit entry, and he just was unable to hold on to it. Because we've got another replay here, Jake Edwards. What's happened to him?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he overshot it.
Oh, jeez, he was lucky. He could have taken out. Was that John McHenry there? He could have taken out, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe one of the other lock-on lads, boys.
Now, Harry Dodds has been passed by Chris Ireland now, and he's trailing him very, very closely. Up into P8, he's only up the 1 position, but I'm sure he'll want a couple of more. Actually, no, he's got to be up more than 1 position.
Harry's down 1 at the moment. Chris started in 3rd and fell back to like 18th or something, and has now pulled his way back up to 11th. So Chris is on the hunt. I mean, he did put it at P3 in qualifying, so he's got pace, man. Let's see if Harry can stay with him.
I'm quite confused. These standings are confusing me.
All right, Blake is back onto the back of Adam Hughes at the moment. So our Season 1 winner, Adam Hughes, I know he said it's been a bit tougher so far this season. There's some fast guys out there ready to take it to him. And Blake Delaney, Blake has shown that he's got pace in just about any car he gets into. I know he had a fairly horrendous night last night in the was it Blake or Michael that had a horrendous night last night in the F3s. But these fishy boys, they keep coming back, and they're an integral part of our community here at SRW TV, and we love having them on board.
Yeah, we certainly do. Now, as Adam Hughes had a little mistake there, Blake Delaney's caught right back up to him.
He did do a 1:27 last lap, and that's like 2 or 3 seconds off a usual lap time. So I think you're probably right there, and maybe a little cheeky off track, or I doubt it was a slowdown, but he might have had a little moment, and that's brought him back to the field. So
yeah, these boys are really now on top of Adam Hughes. Now, Adam is not in the conventional crisscross livery. I believe he may have changed teams, but I don't want to get in trouble.
no, he's in crisscross esports, Adam. Just maybe running a different livery tonight. I mean, lots of the guys run tribute liveries and stuff like that as well. So, but I think the problem he's got here is that he's got the Blake Delaney, the really fast fishy, and he's got the Michael Whiting, the fishy boss, behind him as well. So those two boys are going to be working together and trying to, plate the move on Adam if he's not careful.
Yeah, he's going to have to time his pit stop perfectly, because one of these guys, I think probably Michael Whiting, will follow him in, and then Blake Delaney will probably jump the gun shortly after. And Greg Barber's trying to get involved here as well.
Benjamin Siren, our leading amateur, is running P4 at the moment, mate. He's having a belter. And Shibby tells me he came 5th last week as well. So, he's definitely got some pace, and he might have to be careful. He might get bumped up into the pro class if he keeps going on like this.
I think he probably will. Ben Siren's one of those guys that is very, very fast, and he's actually shown he's got a lot of racecraft. I think it was round 1 of last season. He actually came 2nd overall. Now, given there weren't as many cars, and a lot of these boys are a bit new, but they're fast. So, maybe they've bumped him down, but I think he needs to be bumped up.
Oh, is that John McHenry just having a little look up the inside of car? I don't know. I think John's got out of it there.
Clean.
Yeah, he just got out of it then, I think, but he did stick his nose up the inside there, so...
Yeah, very, very...
All right, back on board that nose cam that you're a fan of, Shibby, and just watching Chris trying to make a move. So is that a move on Mitch Campbell now? So Chris now getting himself up into the top 10, and I can see that his pace is definitely on show. Just that heavy wheel spin at the start of the race there really cost him. All right. So yeah, don't forget, guys, if you're out there and you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to give us a like and hit that notification button, share and subscribe, all the SRW TV goodness. Of course, we could not do this without our major sponsor, DSL Welding Services. It's always awesome to have those guys on board. And also Dragonrc and the promo department safety car sponsor. I know last night in the F3s we saw four safety cars last night, or 5 safety cars in the F3s. Has there been many safety cars in the Porsches so far this season, Dano?
I believe we had one in the first race. Thankfully my internet came back in just as you asked that question. I think we had one at the start, and I don't think there was one last week. I think Chivy will let us know.
Well, I know it's been pretty quiet. It was pretty quiet for the first 3 or 4 races that I commentated for this season, and then we got to Belle Isle and it was all carnage in the F3s, and then last night again the F3s at where were they? Watkins Glen was quite a safety car filled crash fest as well, because the guys were just pushing hard, and so hard to get those tyres up to temp, and until you do that, the rear end of the car is so light and easy to spin around. But no,
Sorry.
look, folks, no, you're right, buddy. You come in when you're all good.
Apologies,
Harry
everyone.
Dodds here, making a move, trying to get on the back of Mitch Campbell. Is that Dean Stinkovich in 10th position up there? So Dean was running. Oh, no, that was a bit squirrely there on exit, Dean, but he's held on to it. Harry Dodds looking to take advantage up the inside of Mitch Campbell here at the moment. Can Harry get it done? Mitch has gone deep, but he will retain the inside line for turn number 2.
Oh, they get very,
Oh.
very close. Getting a little bit of contact. Harry Dodds. Oh, is it? Sorry, not Harry Dodds. It's
Yeah, that's Harry and Mitch Campbell there. So
Oh, it is
Harry's
Harry
got
Dodds.
the
My
inside line
apologies.
going into the hairpin. Yeah, so
Harry has got it done eventually. Apologies. It looked like an M on my screen for a moment.
that's great to see, man. They were going side by side around 3 or 4 corners. That's
Yeah,
what we want to see racing. I must admit.
Harry's really starting to prove himself as someone with good racecraft, and he's making some really, really nice, clean overtakes.
Hey, I'm not above giving praise to my teammates, but I was more referring to the track. Barber Motorsport Park is one of those sort of tracks that's been Indy cars still come here and use it, and it looks like a quaint little track, but when you see cars racing side by side, you know there's something special about the place.
Very much so. This track located in Birmingham, Alabama. So down the south, I think it's down the south, isn't it, of America?
Well, we're sort of coming across the, I believe this is the series this one's going from west to east. So we're travelling east across America, I think, coming out of Laguna Seca to Coto was the trip down Route 66 for the virtual cars. Is that Harry Dodds on the inside of Dean Singovich there?
That was big contact to one of the league owners, and that's not something you want to be doing. That could be a post-race penalty. Here's the DSL.
We'll just have a bit of a look.
Replay as
Harry's
Dean
gone
got
up the inside.
Dean took the normal line, and Harry saw a door, and there was actually a little bit of netcode there. So there probably would have been contact anyways, but the netcode kind of took over there and spun Dean around. Dean is not going to be happy with that one.
Yeah, look, Harry stuck his nose up there, so... Well, Harry stuck his nose up there, so I wouldn't be surprised if race control's got something to do with it, because when you're still generally... it's all netcode.
He was turning in already, so... Move was probably on a bit later, Harry. You got to have a little bit more patience sometimes. Just as I was saying,
as I said, he probably to him it looked like he'd had a bit of room there. Looks, you know, when it's that close and there's net code, again, it's sort of one of those things that I suppose if you stick your nose up there, be prepared that it might get chopped off occasionally, and that's sort of what happened, and that spun Dean, and it might well move Harry down if race control deems it to be his fault. So.
Yeah, it certainly might, and that is not something you want if you're fighting for a championship position or fighting in the middle of the pack, because everyone is quite close to you. And,
well, I'll just put you out of sequence, mate, and I mean, look, these guys are here, even the guys that aren't running at the front week after week or featuring in the sort of championship ladders that well, they're here to race. It's all about the close racing, you know, side by side again. Chris Ireland there making a move on Ash Davis to get him up into P8. But that's what it's all about for us boys. So we love the door-to-door action. Unfortunately, you know, sometimes one or the other party will come off worse for wear, and even sometimes it's not their fault, it's a netcode issue. But I suppose, all in all, the fact that we're able to race together in different parts of the world and different parts of Australia, different internet speeds, all that sort of stuff, I suppose, you know, we've got to give iRacing at least a bit of credit to enable it to happen. Then we'll have a bitch about netcode. We still got you there, Dano, or have we lost you, buddy? Looks like he's dropped, so I'm going to have to keep talking. It's a pleasure to be with you guys tonight. Thursday nights are a bit difficult for me. Yeah, Dano, we got you back now, buddy.
Sorry, my mic was muted. Yeah, no, it's awesome to be able to race at these tracks. Now, usually when you're all on Australian servers, the netcode isn't too much of an issue. It does sometimes happen. It's more of
a little thing like that. It will.
But here
Well, it
is
looks
the
like it's
front
cost
battle.
Harry. It looks like it's cost Harry Dodds, buddy, because he has been issued with a black flag, so that'll be a drive-through penalty for Harry, which is going to throw him down the order. And the real problem is that, you know, when that sort of stuff happens, it throws you out of sequence and you've got no other cars around you, and it can get a bit boring, you know?
Yeah.
Even if you've got one other guy out there to battle with, you know, that can give you enough drive, but...
Even one
Yeah.
person to battle with is more enjoyable than driving on your own. And speaking of battles, we have one at the front. Now, Adam Hughes is getting away very slightly from Blake Delaney and Michael Whiting, but there are certain parts of the track where he is slower, they're faster, and it's just not able to break that toe. And that here it is down the front straight. Sorry, it is still a crisscross livery. It's just layered in blue.
Yeah, he's got
Not
a blue
used to that
colour,
one.
so...
Beautiful shot there.
An awesome shot. We can just see Ben Siren sort of staying on the back of this battle too. So, and is that Greg Barber who's, you know, getting pretty close to it as well. So still 5 cars. What will be 18 laps into this race, and we've still got the 5, you know, top drivers all within sort of 3 seconds of each other. So that's pretty good. Looks like Nathan Gore and is that Tim Gaunt are having a pretty good battle backpack as well there. Is that Dean Sinkovich just running a little wide? So unfortunately running a lot higher there, Dean, and always a bit unlucky when it happens to you, even if it is a bit of net code. It doesn't really help your cause when you end up getting thrown back where you were battling for top 10 positions.
Especially when you're taken out by somebody not even in your class. I know it's they're all racing together, but when you're taken out by somebody who's not in your class, it makes you feel even worse. And here's Tim Caunt and Jake Edwards. Speaking of different classes, these boys are in different classes. Actually, I'm just saying, that's a crisscross rebrand, it looks like, because that is the same livery that Adam Hughes is running.
Yeah, I think they were just
in a
maybe
nice,
running
vibrant red. So
yeah,
there
I think
it is.
they might
There's
have just taken a
cars.
color code. Well, the other night, Adam and I were talking about the fishy cars and asking, I think it was Peter that was on the chat, and I saw there, Peter, you were talking about the NASCAR trucks there as well, buddy, that you're the only fishy car in that. So good to see that you've got a fishy car in all of our series. But yeah, I think I was asking them about colours, you know, did the drivers get to pick their car colour? And perhaps the crisscross boys are looking at something similar, you know, Jake here with the red tint, and Adam up front with the blue tint.
Yeah, I mean, it does make it easier for us as well to differentiate the drivers, especially at Fisher Motorsports. I know that the white is Blake Delaney, the dark blue or purple is Michael Whiting, the gold is Jamie Dyke.
Yeah, orange is Dave Coleman, so, you know, they've got it all sort of...
Coleman, I think it's yellow or green is David... No, it's red
Jamie's
for David Kirby.
the yellowy greeny, I think, Jamie Dyke.
Yeah, the red is David Kirby. Yeah, it's I mean, that's all from
it helps
memory,
us,
so
that's right.
It clearly
you know,
is working. It's a good strategy.
If you guys want us to talk about you, we've got to be able to identify your cars. So, you know, it's always good when we can see, you know, it's like in F1, the drivers have got different helmets. That helmet can be sometimes hard to pick it up, but, you know, that's what you're looking for to pick the difference between the 2 McLaren cars or the 2 Ferraris or whatever. But, you know, we've got these awesome liveries, some of them professionally done, I'm sure. And, you know, just that little variance between the cars, and gives us something to talk about, man. We're talking about it. So
here is Blake Delaney getting right up close and personal with Adam Hughes coming into turn 7. The nice chicane, it drops off very quickly. You can see on your screens there, little lockup from Adam Hughes up the front. Sorry, this is Blake Delaney. Little lockup from him. This is Michael Whiting we're seeing behind him. He's just sitting back, being a little bit patient maybe, just sitting in that draft and biding his time and waiting for maybe a mistake from one of those front guys to pounce. As there's back marker in front of Adam Hughes, he will want that driver out of the way as soon as possible.
Well, that might have given Blake and Michael a little bit of impetus when they saw the relatives, and there's a lap car coming up ahead. Let's just push a little bit harder so we can put a bit of pressure on Adam. And nice battle here between Christopher Island and Greg Barber. Zach Chris got up the inside. I think that's his teammate just letting him through there. Didn't look like, and again, the two boys running different colour codes there, so they've jumped on the bagwagon as well by the looks of it. Alrighty, so looks like Dano's having some difficulties out there, guys, but we'll keep the action going here. Staying on board with Nathan Gore, who's had a pretty good fight back, up 2 positions, and I think he lost a couple off the start of the line, so he's up 2 from his starting position, but I reckon he's probably up at least 3 or 4 since the race has been travelling. So, and again, yeah, that little bit of a change in the colour code. Looks like it's actually got is that a black sort of grain in the spec map there as well to give it a little bit of sparkle. That's a pretty nice livery. Yeah, like a mural, that's right. Shibby just saying he reckons he can see something in it as well. Does look good, like the Team Greg boys that have that nice little yellow fleck I think Greg has in his. And look, little mistake there by Nathan, and that's given Tim the chance to dart up around the outside, down through the chicanes, turns 7, 8, and 9, and gets the job done onto the back straight. Oh. I think it's just that nice flat black mat works too. I mean, the spec map seems to give it that shine. I don't really understand it. I've mucked around with trading paints and using GIMP to make up a few basic paints myself, but I just grab a image of the starry sky and plaster it on my car, not going full on technical and creative like some of the cars out here tonight. I know my team captain Tyson, he spent quite a bit of time on our liveries as well, and modified also using Knight Rider designs for our spec map and stuff like that as well. So you can go into some pretty awesome detail when it comes to this, you know, our simulation. And I think we all take a bit of pride in how our car looks out there and what our sims are like. Have we got your back, Dano?
Yes, just jumped back. And I think Mr. Toddy's tried to sneak in, and I've just chucked him out because I don't know how he's going to be. It is his birthday tonight. And I know he's had a couple of drinks, so I might just go and have a quick chat with him. Apologies, yeah, my internet just fully dropped out just then.
That's all right, buddy. We've got it covered. That's why there's 2 of us in here, so that we don't miss one step of the action. And guys, if you don't want to miss one step of the action, make sure that you like and subscribe and click that notification bell and just stay in tune with everything that SRW TV's got on offer. Keep an eye out, because we will always be looking for more drivers. These series are just growing and growing. We've gone from under 15 to 20 cars in the Porsches last season to now a field that's getting up near 30 plus cars each week. I think we've got like 24 or 25 on the track today. And again, not everyone owns every track. A couple of drop rounds, so you can miss a couple of rounds and still be in contention for the championship.
There's a lot of people coming into the pits at the moment.
Was that Stephen going a bit wild there on the grass? And David Leslie looking to get around the outside. Can Stephen hold that spot on the inside? No, David's got that done. Yeah, just giving up a bit too much speed. Wild take. Nice opportunistic move. Stephen put it on the grass there. Had to get right out of it. And David was Johnny on the spot.
Yeah. Oh, big lock up there from Stephen. Up the trying to go around the outside, stay with him. Looks like he might have to jump into the pits, take some tyres. We're just over halfway into this race. And I
was going to actually ask you that, Dano. Has tyres been an option for these guys? Have they been taking them? Because I know, like with the Radicals and the F3s, the cold tyre syndrome, it just wasn't worth it. The guys were saying if you change tyres, you've now got to deal with 3 or 4 laps to get them up to 10. And that's when the car's really dangerous to drive. So they'd rather stay on, you know, old rubber that they know. What's the case with these things?
In the Porsche Cup, it's a bit different. If the track temp's really high, you do want to change your tires. If it's a bit lower, you can get away with double stinting, and I'm sure these guys have done the work, done the practice to make sure to see if you can double stint. But personally, I'm not too sure. I don't know.
The
If
temperature's
stinting...
41 out there, so it's on the hotter side.
41 is very, very high. Especially for these Porsche Cups. I think we might see some tyre changes. We'll keep an eye on those pit stop times.
Well, I'm having a look here, and apart from Callum and Mick that had some pit times over a minute, I think that might have to do with damage. We've seen a couple of guys in the 34 seconds, and a few guys, 2 or 3 guys in the 51 to 53 seconds. So 17 seconds for tyres.
That'll be the difference in tyres. Yeah, as there's a car off.
Oh,
locked on car.
That's
I'm not too sure
who that was. Was that Braden Martin, was it?
Told.
Well, Braden is a lap down now, so he's probably just getting out of the way. Yeah, he's lost it.
Too much speed into turn 1, and the car just went round on him.
Yeah, just trying to ask it to do a little bit too much. And I think the way you've got to sort of look at tyres and grip is you think that you've got 100% of the tyre. Now, you can use all of that 100% for braking or for turning, but you can't use more than that 100%. So if you're braking heavily in a straight line, then you can use up to 100% of that braking.
There's a crisscross car off. I think it was
Alan Hodgkinson, was it? Harry Dodds just going back through on Dean Sinkovich. So, but Harry has done a drive-through penalty, so that's not a. He still hasn't done his pit stop, I wouldn't think. Or who's that running wide there? Mick Wilson, just letting the leaders through. Or is that Michael Whiting?
Very, very close. Michael Whiting getting involved as well. He's just dropped back just that little bit. I think the plan for Michael Whiting is to pit him early and get him in front for the undercut.
I'm sure they'll run one long and one short to try and see if they can box Adam in a little bit.
Yeah, they're getting right up the back of him. Adam having to use more of those tyres. I don't know what he is going to decide to do.
You can just see the short shift he did then. If you heard it, you could hear the short shift.
I have no sound on my end, Cowie.
Well then I'll have to talk about that stuff, buddy. But yeah, it just looked like he...
see a windscreen wiper moving. That's indication of the rain coming soon to the iRacing service. Very, very excited for that.
Oh, look, it's going to be awesome. I think this is the one car where the wipers actually move.
These cars and also the rallycross cars also.
Oh, there we've got the AM split by the looks of it for you there. You were looking for that before. Don't know if it's come up on my screen, but you guys with the stream can see it there. Is that Benjamin Siren, Dean Sinkovich, and John McHenry are the top 3 runners in the amateur class at the moment. But Benjamin Siren, he's the standout, running P4 at the moment. Oh, Adam Hughes going into the pits.
Oh, did he hit the wall?
Oh, I don't know there, but I think that's probably he's pushing it about as hard as he could.
We'll get a replay. We're just going to rewind here. He did hit the wall.
He slid. He's at least looped it. I don't know if he's...
Oh, he saved it.
Just
saved it.
Oh.
But that's going to cost a lot of time in the pit lane.
I would think so, and he's gone for the undercut there to retain his position.
Yeah,
so I thought that was an excellent move from him.
He spun and caught it in the pit, and that's going to cost him a lot of time in the pits, especially just
well, we can have a look
time.
At his pit. Well, we've got his pit time and pit lane time, so...
And that's the pit lane time, is 53 seconds.
Okay, for the pit lane time, and he's only 15 in the pits. Yeah, so some of the drivers doing 29, and so, yeah, I think we're still looking at about 14, 15 seconds for tyres, mate. So far, looking at it, I don't think that Adam, Benjamin, or Tim have gone for tyres. So
yeah, I don't think those top 6 will be going for tyres. They will be looking to get as much out of it as quick as they can. As here's Adam Hughes on Jamie Dyke, trying to get past him. I'm sure Jamie's going to be doing a little bit of defending to make sure his fishy teammates get in front. Blake Delaney into the pits as well. Greg Barber, Chris Ireland also going into the pits. You will assume that Jamie Dyke would as well. We will have to wait and see as they come through the little chicane here up the hill.
Well, I think the Fishy Boys work as a team. Yeah, look at that. He's slowed right up there. Oh, look, this is crafty stuff from Jamie, one of the Fishy Boys. I reckon this might be a little bit of a handout then. And he's gone into the pits. But has he done enough to hold it up? Looks like Blake Delaney has pitted also. Michael Whiting has stayed out. So we'll just keep an eye.
Here he is on the pit exit. Adam Hughes, where is he? He's not even in the frame. So I think that was enough. Adam Hughes has dropped down behind. He's 3.5 seconds behind. And that's all it took for Adam. And I think that was because of his spin. Otherwise, he would have had that position quite easily, I think. As Dean Sinkovic has had a spin. He's down in P7. I think he had also just got into the pits. We'll get the DSL welding service.
Well, you look at this. I think we can look at the last lap of those two guys, and Adam Hughes had a 148, and Blake Delaney had a 134, and that's counting that in lap. So
now, what's happened there, Cowie?
He's just lost the car. I mean, it's so easy to give it too much throttle, mate. You know, and once you get the slide going,
very similar thing. And this is through turn 1.
That's a bit of grass.
Bit of grass, just touching the wall. Oh, that's not going to be healthy for the rear.
I think he might have got away with not doing too much damage to the car there. But Braden Martin's had an off track as well, so there's a fair bit going on here. We're looking back again at Dean Sinkovic again. So yeah, that's where he's lost it.
That's the spin. It looked like maybe it was just the change in track surface, and by track surface I mean
happened to Braden there.
Track, as Braden's just gone a bit wide. He's tried to get that moved off the track as quick as possible.
I think he's tried to get out of the way because he's in a lap situation, so he's sort of hung it wide there to let the guy through and put it on the grass. So yeah. But Michael Whiting and Blake Delaney both have jumped Adam Hughes, courtesy of that little mistake on his pit entry, Adam. So he's going to have to pull his finger out and fight back and see how they go there. I reckon there might have been a nice little bit of a helping hand from Jamie Dyke there, slowing him up a little bit on that lap. So
yeah, I'm sure Jamie's done the team thing and held him up just that little bit to allow Michael Whiting to get in front as well. Adam is 1.5 seconds behind Michael Whiting, and Michael Whiting is 1.5 behind Blake Delaney. So about 3 seconds for Adam Hughes to catch in total, and we'll have to wait and see if he can do it. There's 17 laps to go here at the Barber Motorsports Park.
Looks like the entire field has pitted now. Jeremy Bush just coming out of the pits now. So we're looking at the battle on track between Zach Kyle Zink and Jake Edwards. So Kyle has been showing a bit of pace and actually has been picking up a bit of time on Jake the last couple of laps. Looking to make a move, set it up. And again, it's a great shot when we come in close.
Yeah, you can see this is that final corner before they make the turn onto the straight. You can see how wide they have to take it. It's such a late apex of a corner that they just hold it out wide to the grass.
Oh, I think Kyle's making a move up the inside.
He's going for it.
Oh, that's...
Just makes contact with the back of Jake Edwards as Jamie Dyke will be seeing this in front, and he's going to be thanking his lucky stars that he can then get involved with this as 5 tenths.
Well, he's right on the back at the moment, only half a second back Jamie Dyke now. So, you know, as we've said before, once you get cars battling on track, it tends to sort of slow both cars up. So Jamie looking to take advantage of it, and you know, we always like to see battles in our review mirror, and hopefully we can skip away while those cars are fighting. But at the moment, Blake Delaney 1.3 seconds ahead of Michael Whiting, his teammate, who's got a 1.5 second gap back to Adam Hughes. So some pretty awesome racing up front. But these boys here are pushing hard as well, Dano.
Yeah, they certainly are. They are pushing as hard as they can. And Jake Edwards is the car in front of Kyle Zink. He's trying to keep both of those boys behind him as Kyle Zink is trying to have a look at him. Goes just that little bit wider, trying to maximize that exit. Jamie Dyke, what can he do on the exit of the final turn?
Jamie running in P10. I believe he qualified a little bit higher than that, so he's down 4 positions at the moment. Jake Edwards at the moment, the front of this pack, he's up 6 positions. So Jake is having an absolute cracker of a race. And is that... Like those Jake, I think it might even be one of
That's Jamie Dyke up the inside of Kyle Zink, trying to make the move, just can't get it done. The gold Fishy Motorsports car trying to make a move on the 9.5 SimSport car, just unable to do it on this lap. And the more these fight, the more that Jake Edwards in front can try and get away. And Jamie, I think, really just has to pick his spot here.
Well, again, I mean, I'm not sure how big the aero sort of advantage is in these cars if sort of you get much of a tow. There's not really any big long straights at Barber. There's a couple of sort of shorter straights that are separated, you know, by a kink in them. But it really means that I think, you know, it's all about the exit. And there's a nice move from Kyle up on the inside of Jake, just getting a nice flow over the top. And Jake's been hung out to dry. Jamie's taking advantage of that.
Jamie
but
Dyke. Looks like Kyle Zink was able to get in front of Jake Edwards.
Yeah, Jake's held off Jamie then, but yeah, so that move that Kyle did, it just hung Jake a little bit out to dry there on the last couple of turns, and Jamie tried to take advantage, but he was able to, you know, keep the power on around the outside and make sure he had the inside for the last turn going onto the straight to start the lap. So good car positioning and good battles. All right. So what happened there? So it looks like we're gonna have a look here, but is this
yeah, some really good battling going on.
Jamie's gone for a big deep dive under brakes there. And yeah, he hasn't got far enough up, and Jake's just gone to turn in. And I think that might cost Jamie Dyke a little extra drive through the pit lane, but we'll leave that to race control to adjudicate. I think that might have been Jamie on the radio saying he was in trouble, but definitely not intentional. But there was a long way back there, that move. So yeah, having another look at it here again, thanks to DSL Welding Services. Have we still got you, Dano? Looks like my...
Yes, you do.
Oh, no, we do.
Sorry.
Yeah, there it is there. There's the tap. And again, race control will be right on top of that.
He gets a little bit impatient, and that is what can tend to happen. Here's Adam Hughes. He's now within 0.6 of Michael Whiting. Michael Whiting having dropped just that little bit further back to Blake Delaney. Maybe trying to hold up Adam Hughes. Maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking that could it be a little bit of a shadow run here. Let's just make sure that we give you know, Blake a chance to skip ahead a little bit. We are down to 13 laps to go. Unlucky for some. Oh, I had to say it. Michael Whiting's gone wide there. Touch of the grass. Commentator's curse has come out, Dano. And that's cost
curse surely has come out. Michael Whiting going off onto the grass here at Barber Motorsport
Park.
Oh,
no. 13 to go, unlucky for some. Sorry about that, Michael. You can put that one down to me there in Fishy Land. But yeah, it looked like he just got on the grass and then the car had the weight sort of transferring around to the rear of the car, and he was just trying to keep the power on so he didn't lose that spot and run out of track, I think. But we know. Okay. So we do have race control on the line there, just confirming that there is a penalty
I've got a
for
frozen
Jamie
screen.
Dyke.
Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, Jamie Dyke has been issued a drive-through penalty for his contact with Jake Edwards there, so it's a bit unfortunate for Jamie. He was on the fight back. We can see that up front, Blake Delaney, Adam Hughes now, Michael Whiting with that big moment has slotted into 3. Now he is only about a second and a half ahead of Benjamin Siren. Oh, is that Jamie Dyke on the back of Kyle Zink?
It is
trying
Jamie,
to get another
Jamie
spot.
Dyke on the back of Kyle Zink. Can he get in front of him? He has to be patient this time. Can't make that move just yet. Getting very, very close up the back of Kyle Zink. You'll see they'll go wide now.
Oh,
Here it is.
Looks like
Jamie
he's taking his pit
Dyke.
entry.
He is taking that penalty right now.
I thought he might have got another lap there because he was in the middle of a battle, but probably thinking about his championship too, and you want to click if you do get told by race control you did something naughty, well then you've got to take the slap on the wrist and get back out there as quick as you can and get back amongst the action, hopefully. But Jake Edwards, lost out there a couple of positions, but he's still running good in 10th position. It doesn't look like he got much damage out of that. Oh, there's the spin from Steven Sinkovich as well. Looks like he might have had some of the front runners around him then, and he's got into a bit of trouble trying to get out of the way. We are back on board. Was that Mitch Campbell battling hard with Kyle Zink now?
Yeah, Mitch Campbell.
I know Jake Edwards. Jake Edwards in behind Mitch there. So Jake has had some good pace. Look at that. Oh,
yeah, no,
big dive there.
This is not. This is a battle for track position rather than class position.
I think. Well, they're both battling on the track regardless of class. So you're trying to hit up there. But yes, Mitch Campbell is one of our amateur drivers, and Kyle Zink one of our pros. But there's plenty of bragging rights when the AM gets in front of the pro buddy. So as far as Jake is concerned, it's just full on out there. Jake is one of our pro drivers as well. Has sitting back in 13th in this season. I think he missed one of the races, but showing some good pace and really driving the car on the edge of the limit there.
Yeah, a lot of these boys driving those cars right on the limit, and especially Adam Hughes and Blake Delaney right at the front. And here's Jamie Dyke trying to make a move on Harry Dodds.
Oh, this has dangers all over it. I think back to round 1 of the V8 supercars at Road America, and these boys had a bit of a going together when Harry tried to make a move up the inside of Jamie. So even though both of these boys copping a drive-through penalty, it's good to see they're together out on the track and they can have their own little battle. I know they're great mates, and Harry was the first to jump on and apologise when it happened. But as I said, I think for me, it's all about those battles. As long as we're racing out there on track, I don't really care where I finish. Though I am always chuffed when I make a podium, but it's so rare, man. That's why I get excited about it.
Harry Dodds really trying to work that car into a good position to make sure that Jamie Dyke does not get past him. Here it is, Jamie Dyke. You can see him go wide once again, trying to maximize the exit of the corner. This is Ash Davis having a look at Nathan Gore, but now he's getting involved with this fight here. Harry Dodds trying to cover off the inside. Jamie Dyke just gets alongside him into turn 1. Is there a lockup? Just pushing Harry Dodds wide. Jamie Dyke.
Yeah, Harry had to yield
pushing him wide. I don't know. That's an issue for race control there. That looks like it will most likely go down as a racing incident.
Yeah, I can't see anything there. I think that was more Harry trying to stay up there, so he had the inside for the next corner, and Jamie just taking a natural line, running him a little bit wide, and Harry tried to turn in. That little bit of a tap more than anything else set him wide. If they hadn't have made contact, probably would have stayed on the tarmac. But yeah, trying hard there, and I know Harry prides his defending skills, and when he's got his mates around him and he knows that Jamie's going to play fair, so he was just trying to make that Porsche as wide as he could. Alrighty guys, so we are inside the last 10 laps of this race. So far it is Blake Delaney in P1 with Fishy Motorsports. Adam Hughes, Crisscross Racing, is sitting in P2, having benefited from Michael Whiting making a little mistake, falling from P2 back to P3. Benjamin Siring is running in 4th position, and he is our leading amateur class driver tonight, running awesomely up in the top 5, running 4th, and keeping ahead of Greg Barber at the moment, running in 5th position. So there is your top 5 in race number 3 of the SRW American Invasion for the 992 GT Porsche Cup cars. Oh,
Jamie Dyke! Just pushing a little bit too hard, just pushing that little bit too much, and getting out of sorts there. Harry Dodd's battling with Ash Davis now, just having to concede the position, but maybe trying to maximize different part of the corner, getting a little bit of contact there. Harry Dodd's right up the back of him.
Harry got a great exit, but had nowhere to go as Nathan was blocking the track. Oh, Nathan's gone a bit wide there onto the grass. That's going to give Harry a snip here. Nathan's been able to get back over in front, though, and block the line. Trying to stay on the inside, but Harry getting a better run over the hill. A good batting, and I know Jamie Dyke, who's made that little mistake there, he'll be hoping this battle continues on so he can get back up. He's already had a go at both of these guys and shown his pace. But some good driving from both Harry and Ash here. Harry looking to make a move up the inside. Can he get it pulled up? He's done that.
Certainly can get it pulled up. That's a lovely move up the inside there from Harry Dodds. And that's before we've even gotten to the straight. I'm not sure where we are actually on track.
No, that was through turns 1 and 2 there, buddy, down the hill. And now they're coming over to the back into the hairpin for the run down the back straight to the chicanes at turns 7, 8, 9. And I do love the chicane up here because you sort of climb up on the entry and then you drop down through it. And it's almost a little bit like going down through the dipper at Bathurst. If you get the line right, you can just flow straight through it, or the S's. Probably the S is the better spot if you're thinking of Bathurst. When you come up over the hill and you line up to straight line down through the S's, it's the same thing. Barber Motorsport Park has that same sort of corner. And yeah, it's a great concept, I think.
Yeah, it's those little. Are you talking about the downhill S's?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so the downhill S's on at the
awesome. I've wanted to drive that set of corners for so long, and I'm gonna give it a go later this week. I think in the LMP2, it's such an awesome section.
But what I was saying is sort of it's the line that you pick when you come up over it, the same as you do at Bathurst. Or is that Mick Wilson has pulled over to the side there? He's had a moment, just had to wait and let drivers through. So maybe we can see what happened to Mick there, thanks to DSL Welding Services. Oh, he's just trying to get out of the way. Looks like he's just got out of the way of the guys. That's all. No, that's good driving there from Mick back in P22. Last thing he wants to do is get involved with, the boys in front. When you're a lap down, you don't want to ruin anyone else's race, do you?
No, you certainly don't. I think that's why he got out of the way nice and quickly.
All right, so this battle with Mitch Campbell, Jake Edwards, Nathan Gore, and Harry Dodds are starting to heat up. Harry's just a little bit back off this pack here, so I don't know if... Well, he's still got that battle with Ash, though it looks like Harry's put out a 3 or 4 second buffer to Ash now. So this is our hot battle on track. Just going to have a look and see if we've got any other close battles. It looks like this is it. Mitch Campbell, Jake Edwards, Nathan Gore. These 3 red cars, look, all 3 of them. Oh, I suppose it's more orange on Mitch's car, but we could call it red because it's fast, isn't it?
If I think it was Enzo Ferrari or one of the Ferrari guys that said, if a child draws a car, he colors it in red.
That's it.
Yes. So Nathan Gore really chasing down Jake Edwards. Sorry here. Apologies, everyone. I've been out of sorts all night.
That's all right, buddy. You know, get yourself some soup and run yourself. That's all you need to do.
I just remembered that I do actually have some soup, so I might actually have to go have that.
Well, Ash Davis, he had a little bit of an off track there before, but he's still keeping it going. He's fallen back well from Harry there, so I think Ash Davis has had a big moment, and then he's had, looks like 2 or 3 off tracks there, Shibby, so tell us if we can have a look and see what happened to Ash. What's he done here? He's just gone in too much gas, rotated the car. Has he saved it?
Saves it. Just
nice
saves
save.
it. It's a really nice save, actually.
There you go, and looks like he had another moment a little bit later as well, so we might stick with it. Oh, he's gone and locked up a little bit there, has he? So coming up over the hill, and a bit too much curb, and that car's rotated around. Oh, the fence. Oh no. Oh, he's got back on his wheels. Thought we might have been seeing a safety car there, but
that is a big hit with the wall. Wow.
There you go. I did see, Dean Sinkovich, something's happened to Dean and John McHenry. So what's going on there? Is that a bent car we're having a look at? Oh yeah, there we go. You're looking upside down. Yep. Alrighty, and then I think we've had John McHenry's had a crash, and so has Dean Sinkovich. And that's something happened to Nathan Gore there as well. Oh, so Dean's just gone a bit deep and on the grass. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he stopped it. Well done, Dean. Be happy about that. And John McHenry. What happened to Jono? He's just gone a bit wide and just didn't get it quite turned in, but that's... Oh, I thought he'd saved it there.
It's just those tyres at the end of the race, Cowie. They're just starting to fall off, and they're just reaching the end of their life, basically. They're not able to keep the tyres in their working window.
And if you were battling hard at the start of the race, you would have chewed them up a bit more, you know.
Oh, Nathan Gore trying to have a look at Jake Edwards here. There's 4 laps to go. Really not long left at the end of this race.
Oh, we've got a great battle. We got Steven
Sinkovich. Big lock-up from Jake Edwards, and that's what Nathan Gore was waiting for. And that's what I was talking about. Those tyres are really reaching the end of their life. Here's Nathan Gore now, trying to catch up to the boys in front. I think it's a couple of back markers, but Chris Ireland is getting right up the back of Greg Barber. This is the battle for P4. They're getting right up close and personal. There's 2 laps to go right after this one. Getting right up the back. Here he comes, Chris Ireland in the blue. I forget the team name. Cowie.
Trying to see it is that I could see the Hobbs on the side of it, but I didn't see the team name.
Contact!
Oh.
Big contact! They've bumped each other on the side. Greg Barber's able to hold the position, and Chris Ireland just has to sit behind.
I'd say Chris has yielded that.
Incredible battle.
Yeah, I'd say Chris has yielded that. He's made the contact, so he's just made sure he gave the position back. Jake Edwards now with that mistake has fallen right back into the clutches of Harry Dodds now. Can Harry get it done here? Big moment at the start of this race for Harry where he got tagged, but that car is looking pristine now. I don't know if it had much damage on it, but It's looking clean and fancy, and can he drive it hard? That's the question. Jake just moving inside the block there.
Yeah, so it's just come over the line. There is that 2 laps to go after this. Oh, sorry, 1 lap to go after this lap. So we are almost there. Harry Dodds getting that contact with the number 11 car. This is very close between him and Jake Edwards. Who is going to come out on top? They're side by side through the chicane. Harry Dodds just getting in front. A lovely move from Harry Dodds on Jake Edwards there. And here's Chris Island now having a go at Greg Barber, trying to get the move done round the outside. Can he get it done? He's right on the back of him. Coming in to the left-right corner. It's an uphill corner. You've really got to get the line right. Up the inside, Chris Island gets the move done. Is it done and dusted, though? I do not think so. Greg Barber is going to come right back at him as they come across the line. We are going to be going right onto the final lap now.
I was trying to have a look through there and look at the pit lane times and the pit times to see if any of these guys managed to take tyres, and I can't see it. There's a Nathan, Harry, they've got 21-second pit time, so that's not the transit time. So perhaps they took tyres, but the rest of the guys are all around that 14-15 second mark. So, and I think tyres would take longer than 7 seconds in these cars, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think they definitely would. So not too sure what's happening. So the white flag is out now.
Yep, that's it, last lap, and we've got Blake Delaney has got a 3.2 second gap over Adam Hughes, so looks like Blake's done enough to just keep that gap static. Back with the battle here with Nathan Gore and Mitch Campbell.
As they're right on the back of each other. Here's Nathan Gore having a look, trying to get in front. There's nobody really. Kyle Zink 30 seconds up the road in his class, but this will be for track position. Here's John McHenry across the line, coming on to his final lap. They're going to be side by side coming through turn 1. Almost a bit of contact there.
Ash Davison
going wide, threads the needle between the two, and John McHenry still ends up going off. What is happening here tonight in this race? There is absolute chaos all around.
I think John saw his life flash before his eyes then when he saw Ash come flying through. Davis come flying through there, and I know John was a bit... But we're getting near the end of the race. I don't know if we've got too much time left to watch these replays, but it was awesome. Yeah,
so here's Ash Davis, and there was a little bump you can't really control from there.
He has done well to avoid John.
John's also tried to take some evasive action there. That's what's caused him to go off. As we've come across the line, we've had Blake Delaney take the checkered flag. He's been our race winner tonight. Adam Hughes, Michael Whiting coming home behind him, and Chris Ireland was able to hold off Greg Barber, and it's a drag race to the line. David Leslie unable to get the position. Sorry, he's able to hold that P5, as here is Blake Delaney and Michael Whiting. A great job from the Fishy boys of first and third here at the Barber Motorsport Park. And it's gonna...
Benjamin Sire now currently leading the amateur championship with a P4. We hardly saw Ben all night. Kept the car clean and drove it around. Yeah, P4 overall. That's right.
And P1 in the amateur class, so he's going to extend that lead at the top of the table.
Awesome action out there tonight. It was a pleasure to be with you boys, Dano. I've sort of missed the Porsches. Just Thursday's not a night that works for me. And I was able to help you guys out tonight.
Well, I'm very glad you were able to fill in, Cowie. On top of being sick and also having internet issues, you've done an awesome job tonight.
No worries, mate. It's also always good to jump on board. I know it's been a while since we called a race together.
Yeah,
all right, we have the results up on the page. So yes, as confirmed by Dano, our round 3 winner, Blake Delaney with Fishy Motorsports, finishing almost 3 seconds ahead of Adam Hughes with Crisscross Esports. Michael Whiting, the Fishy Motorsports boss, rounding out the 3rd position on the podium. Benjamin Sire, our leading amateur, finishing in 4th overall tonight. Chris Island, P5, Greg Barber. Chris getting that great job done on the last lap there against Greg. So putting the Sendit Sim Sports machine into the top 5. We've got Tim Caunt with Locked On Lads Racing, finishing ahead of Kyle Zink, Nathan Gore, and Mitch Campbell rounding out the top 10.
Sorry, so Chris Island is Sendit Sim Sports, and so is Nathan Gore. So apologies to that team for forgetting you guys. We will work to remember that. So that's the Pro Series right there. Blake Delaney, Adam Hughes, Michael Whiting, Chris Island, Greg Barber, Kyle Zink, Nathan Gore, Harry Dodds, Jake Edwards, Braden Martin, Ash Davis, just after having that unfortunate spin, and Jamie Dyke dropped way down the order, unfortunately. Wasn't able to get anything done there. And the amateur class, Ben Siren, P4 in overall, so an incredible drive from him. Tim Caunt, Mitch Campbell, Jeremy Bush, David Leslie, Dean Sinkovich, who dropped way down the order, unfortunately. I think he wanted to be a little further up during the race. John McHenry, Stephen Sinkovich, Carolyn Hodgkinson, Mick Wilcherson, and George Minus, who I believe disconnected early or about midway through the race.
Oh, it's unfortunate to George, but another great race, great action again tonight. So if you want to put the call out and see if we can get some of the boys into the green room to have a chat to them.
I have put the call out, and I've had no response. So Blake Delaney just in the middle of doing his burnouts, and I'm sure he'll jump in, and so will Adam, and I think Michael usually jumps in as well. So I've asked for Ben Siren as well, because that P4 is an incredible drive from him. Absolutely on fire tonight, exactly. Shibby. So we'll see if we can get these guys in.
Well, we've got Blake Delaney and Michael Whiting in the green room.
We'll bring both the Fishy boys in at the moment. We'll see if we can wait for Adam. Fishy Motorsports team P1 and P3 for the both of you. Good drive today. Blake, good win. Michael, a good P3. Blake, do you want to take us away first? Talk us about the win.
Shocking start. Adam got away pretty well at the start there, and was starting to drive away. We were saving a bit of fuel at the start, so as long as he didn't get more than 5 seconds ahead, we're pretty confident getting out in front of him after the pit stop. But he did a pretty good job starting out with the fresh tyres, but I think his tyres started letting go. Had a little bit of a moment, and then that's when we sort of caught up, which was good.
And then you were able to sort of plan a strategy for sort of one of you to try and undercut him maybe, and the other one to run long, and then he went in sort of ahead of both of you, so maybe he preempted it, but it looks like he had a little spin in the pit lane, and you boys were able to take full advantage of that. I think even Jamie Dyke might have held him up there a little bit on that outlap to help out too. So was there a word in Jamie's ear?
No, we're not normally like that as a team. Jamie did say that he had him behind him, but he's not one to do that. But the car was good. Whiting was fast. I was a bit worried about Mr. Whiting at the start of the race. I thought he might have sprinted away. He got mega pace on fresh tyres. So
what happened at P2 there with 13 to go, Michael? Just ran a little wide, buddy.
May have come in close contact with some grass at turn 1, possibly. Yeah. So,
they do say the grass is greener on the other side.
They
but,
do.
It's a racetrack, mate. You don't want to see green out there when you're on the racetrack.
No, thankfully I managed to keep it off the wall at turn 2 because it just ploughed straight on after that. So happy to be at P3 considering.
Oh, it was awesome, buddy. All right, Dano, I've crashed your interview again there, buddy. We still got Dano with us?
That's quite all right, mate. Tyson's, for some reason, joined. I've just booted him out.
Ben's back again.
Tyson, get out of here!
We can hear your music, buddy. That's the problem. We're probably going to get YouTube's probably going to give us a desounding now for the music that popped in. But yeah, good race. I mean, Michael, you had a bit of an interesting one. You had that little moment where Adam was able to get past you. Was it just a matter of the pressure being put on, or was it just an unforced error?
No, just unforced error, mate. I just come in contact with grass, ran a little bit wide in turn 1, and managed to keep it off the wall at turn 2. So Adam got through, but he was catching me anyway, so it would have been a good battle. We would like to see how it got on for the state of the track.
How did the tyres hold out? Because we don't think any of you guys took tyres. Were they starting to get a bit greasy by the end there?
A little bit. I think that was still reasonable. I don't think it's certainly worth the time it takes to change in this, for sure.
Yep. Well, we got Adam Hughes in here with a P2, Adam. Little bit of a spin in the pit lane cost you, buddy.
Yeah, nah, pretty gutted on that, mate. I think that may have probably cost me a decent chance at a win. Just probably, as stupid as it sounds, just not actually practicing pit entry and literally binned it, go into first gear and just binned it in front of the cone, so probably lost like 2-3 seconds out of it. So you're pretty annoyed with myself, mate, but other than that, the race is good, and massive congrats to Blake again for pulling out another win. He probably deserved it more than I did. And obviously to Michael for obviously just keeping me under sort of pressure as well, because I couldn't really go for an undercut, so to speak, or an overcut, because I had to think of him as well. So, yeah, no, look, mate, good race, just gutted for myself because of an unforced error. So, yeah.
But I suppose, after last week, mate, you'll take P2. You had a bit of a shocker last week, you said. So.
Yeah, P2, then I think it was P9, and then, back to P2. So, last week was a shocker, so I'm hoping the rest of the season now should be okay, because Coda and myself just don't mingle for whatever reason, so every other track on the calendar seems to suit me, so it should be right from here on out, mate.
Oh, that's good. So we could see that you've gone with a couple of different colour codes there at Crisscross. So have you started or pick your own colours for the cars now? They're not all going to be the white and black.
Yeah, so I'm blue and black, and my teammate Jake's red and black. We sort of just decided to go for a different colour scheme this season, just to spice it up. And
yeah, so who gets pink, buddy? That's the question, the real question.
I suppose it's up for grabs, I guess, and anyone can have any colour they want.
It's not imposed by the team bosses, is what you're telling me. Because remember, only manly men drive pink cars, so. Awesome. All right, so I suppose we better throw it back to you, Blake. You're our winner of round 3 here at Barber Motorsport Park. So take it away, buddy, and let us know who's looking after you fishing boys.
Yeah, look, first of all, big shout out to the boys that raced tonight, and some of the boys at the front there. It was really good racing. It's always really respectful, especially that first lap around turn 1, turn 2. We were too wide for a fair bit of it, and early on in the race. So awesome racing, Hughesy. It was tremendous. Big shout out to the fishy boys, all the fishy boys that are sitting in Discord having a bit of fun and laugh while we're racing, telling jokes, and it's always great when you miss a brake marker because you're laughing so hard at a joke. Tremendous support from all of our sponsors, West End Motor Group, which is Parramatta Peugeot Professional, Parramatta City Great Wall, West End Mazda Parramatta, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Relax Marine and Game Fishing, DC Shades, Black Wolf Graphics, and the man who puts together the setup every single week, which seems to be tremendous, and it's obviously his pet car, the Precision Sim Training with Josh Thomas.
Awesome. Well, make sure you tell those fishy boys if they've got some PG-13 jokes, they can throw them in the chat for us and get us laughing as well. But it's awesome to have you boys with us, and we know that you've just got pace, so we keep talking to you each week. So well done to both yourself and Michael with P1 and P3.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.
Adam Hughes, I'll see you back with us, Dano.
Yep, sorry, I've got Ben Siren with me as well here.
Hey, lads.
Ben, P4?
Yeah.
P1 in the amateur class, but P4 overall. That's an incredible drive from you. You just sort of went under the radar for us.
Thank you very much. That's not a bad thing. Sometimes you get a bit of commentator's curse, right?
Well, I might have actually mentioned something about 13 to go. Unlucky for some when Michael lost it. So
now we know what happened.
Yeah,
his curse come out. So, but yeah, look, Ben, a great driver. You're worried they're going to pull you out of the amateur division now, buddy? You're showing a bit too much pace.
Yeah. Look, I suppose we'll have to wait until the end of the season to see what they do there. It's not not a bad thing. You always got to try and better yourself and always turn up on the night and improve. And yeah, so far so good.
Oh, awesome, man. Now, well, before we give you a chance to talk about your sponsors, we better go back to our P2 man, Adam Hughes. So, Adam, you can let us know who's giving you support out there, buddy.
Obviously to you two guys or three guys for obviously hosting again, as you do every Thursday night, guys. I know it can get a bit boring, so yeah, massive thanks to you fellas and doing your bit. Obviously SRW. Obviously a massive thanks to Chris Cross and Stefan for allowing us to do this again. Obviously Smoke Studios, Richard for Russell Real Estate, KYB. Doom Designs, and a massive thanks to Palmerston Bakery, who's our new sponsor. And obviously to Fishy Boys for coming on board and giving me a good race. Sorry we couldn't take it to you guys per se. Just obviously my school got in the way of my actual ambition. So all the other way around, I think. Being up, and obviously thanks to all the viewers, and yeah, and obviously thanks to my teammate Jake for giving us a chop out as well.
Awesome, buddy. Well, don't be too hard on yourself. We do know that sometimes it can only be the tiniest of mistakes that ends up costing you out there. And although it might have cost you a win, buddy, P2's nothing to, frown about in a field that's got this many quick guys out there. So well done, buddy.
Yeah,
cheers,
don't be
mate.
too harsh, mate. Don't be too harsh. You were quick, man.
Oh yeah, just more frustrated at the self-inflicted bloody mistake. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm used to it when I drive. Most of my incidents are self-inflicted. So, but Ben, we'll give you a chance to spruik your sponsors too, buddy. Great, you're having a great drive, and you were mixing it, amongst the pro guys, buddy, not just the amateurs out there. I think you finished 40 seconds ahead of your nearest competitor in the amateur series. So and even your quali tonight, mate, you put it P4 or P5 in quali as well. So. Is Barber a favourite track of yours, mate?
To be honest, it is a bit of a cheeky favourite. Yeah. This one in Road Atlanta, it actually feels really good on the motion sim as well. It's quite good. Yeah, it's good fun.
Awesome, mate. Well, let us know who's giving you support out there, and so take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to thank Racecraft Simulations, RSW Graphics, Racing Ears, Custom Ear Protection, Cutting Edge Tracks, and of course thank you very much for you guys for putting it on week in, week out. Commentators, SRW, it's a brilliant series, and I love it, really enjoying it.
Well, mate, you guys keep the action going, and we'll keep watching it and wanting to talk about it. Alrighty, Dano, do you want to take it out, buddy? I've crashed your interview again. I just wasn't sure if you were still with us there, buddy.
Don't even worry about it, mate. I've got us for the outro. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here tonight on SRW TV. Of course, a big thank you to you guys, the viewers, of course, for tuning in. We can't do it without you guys, of course. This is why we put on the show. Big thank you to our sponsors, of course, DSL Welding, Dragonrc, and Promo Dept. This has been the American Invasion GT3 Porsche Cup car. Big thank you to everyone for coming out tonight, and we will see you tomorrow for our Rallycross, I believe we've got tomorrow night. And from everyone here at SRW TV, good night, have a good one, and stay on track.
There, guys.